Let's move on to our softball dream team. Our first presenter there is Matt Bradley. He led the Lady Rebels to their first district title this year, along with a conference title and an 18-win season. Please welcome Matt Bradley to the podium.
First, I'd like to thank KTJJ for this wonderful ceremony, and congratulations to all of the Dream Team athletes that are behind me right now. It's a great honor. It's my honor to introduce our representative from the Central High School softball team, Miss Georgia Richardson. Georgia is the daughter of Ernie and Margie Richardson, and I couldn't be more proud of Georgia. I could go through all her numbers, and I'll give you some. She led us in hitting. She had 471 this year. She had 40 hits. But more than that, Georgia means a lot to me personally and to our softball team. Georgia, for as great a softball player as she is, and she's a fantastic softball player, is an even better person. She is always smiling. She is the first kid to go pick up a teammate when they've messed up, they've made an error, they've struck out, they've done something that they didn't want to do, and Georgia's the first one there to pick that kid up. She's a fantastic leader. She is a great student, just a great person. And I couldn't ask for a much better softball player either. Georgia's a two-time all-conference softball player. She's a two-time all-district softball player. This year she made the all-region team in softball. And the best thing is I've got her back for one more year. So it's my honor to introduce Georgia Richardson.
Softball, great in our area again this year, usually is. Our next presenter led her team to a 15-win season. Please welcome DeSoto coach Danielle Thompson.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for honoring Bethany Canada. She's a sophomore at DeSoto High School. She's the daughter of Rob and Amy Canada. She also plays varsity basketball, and she plays for the St. Louis Esprit 97 softball team during the summertime. Her resume includes all conference, all district, all region, all state, and dream team honors this year and last year as only a freshman. She also has received the honor of making the all-academic team with a 4.0 GPA and had a stellar fall semester to follow that up. So she's ranked #1 in her class. I'm trying to talk her into taking my class next year, but I haven't been very successful yet, but I'm still working on that. And she was also voted Student of the Month this past semester by our teaching staff. Canada is well known for a big bat that she swings with an impressive batting average and a superior slugging percentage. She also possesses not only power, but surprisingly, she has a lot of speed. She led her team in stolen bases while holding down the cleanup spot in our batting order this season. She's a vital member of our defense. She plays multiple positions on the infield while splitting time in the circle. She's diligent and hardworking. She knows you get out of something what you put into it. She's not the type of player to take the easy way out, and she's competitive, not willing to give up. You'll find her with ribbons in her hair, but at the same time, she takes pride in how much dirt she comes off the field, or how much she has on her uniform when she comes off that field. We are most proud of Bethany because she has shown tremendous courage, leadership, and the ability to overcome adversity this season. And I'd like to share one memory that I have when I think of Canada. It'll be the district game against Festus. It was a nightcap. Hits were going out quick, and she was 0-2, first and second. I don't know how many outs. It might have been 2 outs. And I'm just thinking, put the bat on the ball, give us a chance. And it went out over the right field fence. I mean, I think I got a neck cramp. It was out in a hurry. I thought it was the second baseman could have grabbed it. That's how low, and it skimmed that fence. And she had a 3-run home run and brought us back into the game. Unfortunately, we didn't win that game. But as you know, Festus went on to represent Jefferson County. But she understands that it's just not offensive and defensive stats, but also being coachable as well as a team player that makes the complete package. And not only do I get to have her for 2 more years, but she'll have another 4 years after DeSoto High School. We couldn't ask for a better role model to be the face of DeSoto Dragon softball program, and I'd like to introduce you Bethany Canada. Thank you, Danielle.
Our next presenter was a Coach of the Year for our Dream Team ceremony back in 2010. Coach Thompson talked about it, led his team to a district championship this year where they finished 4th in state after making a run in the state playoffs. Jeff Montgomery from Festus.
Thanks, Glenn. Appreciate that. I'm very excited to have 3 players here from Festus High School that were a big part of our season this year, helped lead us to state. Our first player is Molly Carter, senior pitcher. Molly is the daughter of Jerry and Michelle Carter of Festus. This is Molly's 3rd year on the Dream Team. Very proud of that fact. And this year she struck out 204 batters, ladies and gentlemen. And, I'm thinking about in years to come how I'm going to get 200 outs beyond this season. She struck out 703 in her career. She broke a lot of our school records as a pitcher. She batted .388 this year, drove in 24 runs, had 3 home runs. She was Player of the Year in the conference. She was all-conference, all-district, second-team all-state. She also was all-metro, and she's going to take her talents to St. Gregory's University in Shawnee, Oklahoma, which is an NEIA school. It's had a lot of success, a good program. I'm very proud of the contributions of Molly. At Festus High School, she showed a lot of grit, determination the last 4 years. She really took this team on her back this year. To get us to state, it was a conscientious effort on her part to lead this team, and I have so many great memories of Molly the last 4 years. Such a wonderful player in our program, and really a face of our program in so many ways. Molly Carter, Festus High School. Our next player is a junior, Cheyenne Pratt, here in the middle, from Festus High School. Cheyenne is the daughter of Daryl and Vicki Pratt of Festus. Cheyenne batted .553 this year. She led the conference with 63 hits. She had 63 hits this year, which is our school record as well. She was also first-team All-State in Class 3, the first All-State first-teamer we've had since 1999. She was also All-Conference, first-team, All-District, All-Region, and I'm very pleased and glad that she's recognized this year with the Dream Team. She's our leadoff hitter, and her speed is her asset. She had 0 errors this year in the outfield. She had 20 stolen bases, and she can do a lot of things for your team when she gets on base. We were very strong up the middle with Molly pitching and Cheyenne in center and Lauren Ty catching. Those are the signs of a quality team. Her ability to get on base and steal bases put us in positions to win. And Cheyenne ranks 3rd out of 217 students in her junior class. She brings that hard work and dedication to softball. If Cheyenne doesn't reach base in her first at-bat, this kid is sitting in the dugout trying to figure out how she's going to get on her next at-bat. She does a great job of studying defenses, watching pitchers, and just does an outstanding job. And I'm glad I got her one more season. She is going to go to the University of Iowa and play softball. She's made a verbal commitment there to be a player in that program, a Division I program in the Big Ten Conference. And she's going to get a chance to fulfill her dream of playing softball at the D1 level. I'm just glad I got this kid one more year. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheyenne Pratt. And our third player up here, and we had a lot of really great players this year, had great seasons, and again, last but not least, Lauren Todd, a sophomore from Festus High School. Lauren's the daughter of Tracy and Kim Todd of Festus. This year she played third base most of the season. We had a kid that was catching that did a great job, Missy DeRoos, suffered an injury, and it allowed us to put Lauren back at catcher, which is really her best position. And she led the JCC this year in batting average, batting .609 with 42 RBIs. And she quickly became our number 3 hitter. Noticed that about her second week of the season, that this is a kid we needed the number 3 spot. She has the ability to drive in runs, and she started on the varsity last year, but I think this was really her coming out this season as a player. Her offensive numbers this year were key to winning a lot of games. We went up to the quarterfinal game, and our kids were pretty nervous. It's the game you're playing to go to state, and here's a sophomore kid who all she does is go 4 for 4. Drove in the first 2 runs of the ball game and just really settled in the whole game. Did a great job catching, handling Molly, and really allowed us to take a deep breath and relax and play. And she was a big part of that win. Her ability to wait on a good pitch is something she's really worked on and done a better job with. A lot of good hitters have to be patient. If you're not, it's pretty easy to get yourself out. And, she did a great job of that this year. She was also first team All-Conference, and she was also STL Today's second team All-Metro. And with a lot of hard work and continued success, this kid's got a great future. Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Todd. I'd like to congratulate my players and the 10 softball players. I know the Dream Team went to 10 this year instead of 5, and I appreciate that. I know all the softball coaches do. Softball has really become a big sport in the area, and there's a lot of good teams, a lot of good coaches, and just really proud to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Our next coach and presenter has the distinct pleasure of presenting the first ever Dream Teamer at his high school. Please welcome Robert Hunley from Jefferson R7.
First of all, I'd just like to say I am honored to be a coach in this region. The level of dedication that the students show, the student athletes show, and the level of dedication that the coaches show is really not matched by anywhere else in the state. I've coached in many other areas of the state, and it's really pretty impressive. So I'd like to have everybody give each other a round of applause. Now to this one to the left of me. When we first started this program, we had a tough time. We didn't even know if we were going to have a softball team 4 years ago. This one next to me, she was our pitcher all 4 years, and I think it was our 4th game of the season, she threw a no-hitter, and we lost the game. Now, to any pitcher, throwing a no-hitter and losing the game, that's a pretty tough thing to go through. But after we picked up our first district championship this year, I looked at her and I said, "Do you remember that no-hitter you threw and we ended up losing?" And she goes, "Yeah." And she actually ended up looking at me and said, "Coach, you knew we were going to win a district in 4 years, right?" And I said, "I'm glad you knew that, because I didn't." She's a very tough player. The next game in sectionals, I remember, I think it was the 6th inning, she ended up getting hit with a line drive to make the last out. It went off her forearm, and it bounced up to our shortstop, and the shortstop caught it on a line drive. I went out to go check to see if she was okay. Actually, she came to the dugout. I went to go check to see if she was okay, and she had a welt on her arm that was about the size of a softball sticking out of her forearm. I said, "Sierra, you want to come out of the game? Are you okay?" She looked at me like, if you take me out of this game, I'm going to come after you. She ended up going out there and striking out the next 3. Basically, what I have to say about Sierra is Sierra Brown has and will be one of the most talented, hardworking, and toughest players I have or will ever coach. Her commitment on the field and off the field is something to be admired. In addition to playing softball, she was also in many organizations showing herself to be a role model within the school as well as on the softball field. In 4 short years, she has helped build a program at Jefferson that is something to be proud of. Her commitment to her teammates has always been absolute, never saying no to giving a younger player a ride to practice or helping them with a specific skill set. Her toughness as a player was demonstrated multiple times as she would play through aches and pains and never complain. I am very proud to say that I was her coach, and I'm sure that she will prosper on her new team at Lindenwood Belleville next year. Sierra Brown.
Rolling right along in softball, our next presenter was our Coach of the Year back in 2008. Please welcome Steve Elam from the North County Lady Raiders.
I'd like to say thank you to the radio station, and I'd really like to say thank you to Cliff and Peggy Robinson, the parents of Emily Robinson. They made sure that she, when she was younger, and she's been on the varsity all 3 years, that she got to practice, made sure she was everywhere she needed to be, and it's a big contribution for them to our softball program. So I'd like to say thank you to them to start out. Next thing is Emily Robinson. She's a junior this year. Emily had an outstanding season. Emily did get hurt during the middle of the season, injured her back. She fought through that. I figured out real quick, Emily is not very flexible. Stretching Emily out before the games and stuff, Emily is not very flexible. So that's something that maybe we can work on in the future, because I do get her back next year. Some of Emily's accomplishments. Emily batted .471 this year, 19 runs scored, 19 RBIs. She had 6 home runs, 10 doubles, and 2 triples. I think one of Emily's biggest accomplishments this year, Emily struck out twice all year. That's a pretty big accomplishment with who we play. I mean, you've heard everybody come up here. We pretty much play everybody that has come up here with those kind of players. I also like Emily as a leader on and off the field. This is somebody who, even during batting practice, seems to dive after balls, even when you don't want her to. Like, Emily, slow down a little bit. I don't know if she knows what that means. So I'd like to give to you Emily Robinson.
This will be our second time up here for our next presenter. Hope you didn't get tired of him the first time. St. Pius coach Kevin Halley.
Thanks again, Glenn. There's a lot that can be said about Holly. I can start off with very simply that as she was a softball player in 6th grade coming to our camps, we started chomping at the bit, wondering how we can get her to skip 7th and 8th grade. It didn't work out so well. We just had to wait 2 years, and it was well worth the wait. Holly's been a captain for 3 years. Holly's been led the resurrection of the St. Pius program. St. Pius is a long softball tradition dating back to the mid-'80s, and for years we were down a little bit. Holly comes in her freshman year, and with some of her classmates has led our program to 4 straight district championship game appearance, our first district title in 10 years last season. And this past season led us to our program's first conference championship, where we were able to split it with a great Festus team. So just out of those accolades there, that should be enough, but there's a lot more. Holly holds many school records, just off the top of my head, including RBIs in a career for 155 and RBIs in a season with 43 twice, 146 hits for a career, and then almost every single pitching record, 50 wins, 501 strikeouts, 487 innings pitched, 74 complete games, 11 shutouts, and 4 saves, just to name some of them. Ever since she started her freshman year, she's been our workhorse and has thrown practically every inning since the beginning of her freshman year. She's a 4-time all-district member, 4-time all-region member, 2-time all-state, once in Class 2 and once in Class 3 this year when we got pushed up. Spoke a lot to Holly's ability and the name she was able to make for herself when we did not even get a chance to, when we didn't even advance out of district and she was named to the all-state team. She was named to the NFCA, the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association all-region team last year. That includes the states of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, and Kentucky. And she's an NFCA Academic All-American, will be 4 times at the end of this year, and a Missouri Fast Pitch Coaches Association Academic All-State member for 4 times at the end of this year. When she goes on to McKendree next year to play softball, the Bearcats are going to be getting not just a tremendous softball player, a tremendous pitcher, but probably one of the best teammates I have ever had the pleasure of coaching. Being a pitcher, you always want that, and any softball coach or even baseball coach in this room will tell you that you want that pitcher that's going to be stoic and not show a whole lot of emotion and get too high or too low. And this is exactly the case. Something may be going wrong on the field. I'll go out to the mound to visit, and Holly will look at me like, "Why are you out here?" Turn around and go back. So I am extremely proud to the fact that I've been able to coach this young lady for 4 years. Was still kind of hoping at some point we might end up like some other coaches with that 5th-year senior thing, but that didn't work out either. And I'm going to be watching very closely as she moves on to her college career and watch the success that she has at the Division II level. So thank you very much, Holly. Holly Magre.
It was a nice season for the St. Genevieve Hunters this year. 15 wins and an MAAA conference title. They were led by Dennis Kreitler this year. Please welcome Dennis to the stage.
First of all, I want to thank Glenn and KTJJ for organizing this ceremony for all these student athletes today and for covering high school sports. The player I'm here to represent is senior Erica Burney. She's the daughter of Cecil and Lucretia Burney and catcher of the St. Genevieve Hunters. Erica came to us in her 8th grade year. She transferred from Mobile, Alabama, so where they breathe and eat and sleep softball, and I guess it's proper, Erica, for any family members watching and listening to say Roll Tide. I remember the first day of practice when Erica came up to take her first cuts in batting practice. She hit the ball really far, and it amazed us coaches and players that we were just staring there watching a freshman hit the ball so far. It was almost like watching a firework display. And it was also kind of funny to see the rest of the teammates shagging the balls, that they were just trying to dodge them and get out of the way, hoping that they wouldn't get hit. By then, we knew we had a great player for our team to have success, and she didn't really disappoint us either. At her 4 years at St. Gen, Erica had a batting average of .503. She drove in 96 runs, hit 16 home runs, and had 117 hits, with over 55% of those hits being extra bases. She had an average of .636 on base percentage and only struck out 7 times in 4 years. Along with that, she caught extremely well. With Erica behind the plate, pass balls were rare, and teams running against us were very limited. Erica was voted St. Gen Most Valuable Player by her softball teammates for 3 out of the 4 years, and was nominated Defensive Player and Best Offensive Player for our team for 2 years in a row. She has set the St. Gen softball on-base percentage with an amazing .822% in 2011. Erica has been selected all-conference and all-district for all 4 years, and she's also participated in track 2 years and has played for the St. Louis Spirit, St. Louis Metro, Stars and Strikes fast-pitch softball teams for 4 years, competing in state and national tournaments. As a student, Erica has a 10.2 grade average on the 11-point grading scale. She's involved in FFA, National Honor Society, Student Council, FCA, and SAD at St. Genevieve High School. As a coach, she's the type of player coach dreams about having. Her work ethic, improving her softball skills has been tiresome for us coaches and players at St. Gen, but a true testament on how she loves to compete and stay on top of her game. Her work ethic in the off-season and practices has made a huge impression for the younger girls at St. Gen for what they need to do to be a successful softball player. As a good teammate, I've seen Erica work with younger players on techniques and pass along advice when asked or needed. She's always helped me in softball camps that I've organized in St. Gen, and for this I sincerely thank you for being that type of player in person. In closing, Erica is a well-rounded young lady who works hard and plays hard. I'm glad to have the pleasure of not only being her coach, but getting to know her as a person too. I have no doubt that Erica will do very well at the collegiate level. Again, I present Miss Erica Burney.
Our next presenter is the head coach of the Windsor Lady Owls, led them to a 15-win season this year. Please welcome Wayne Montgomery from Windsor.
First of all, I want to thank J-98, all the coaches that voted for Kristen, as well as I want to thank her parents, Quentin and Elizabeth Smutzler, for molding Kristen into the great student athlete that she is. When Kristen came up last year as a freshman, We had a game against St. Clair. We were down 7-5, and we just had a terrible inning on defense. And the year before we had a lot of struggling on defense where we lost games we probably should have won. And I was like, oh, not again. And Kristen came up with the bases loaded that next inning, and it was 7-5. She hits a bomb, grand slam home run to give us the lead, 9-7. And ever since then, we've been a winning softball program, and it kind of turned the tide for us. And ever since then, she's really been coming up big for us in clutch situations. I couldn't tell you of a kid that's more clutch than she is. We've had several games this year against Pacific and R7 that we were in situations where we didn't look like we were going to win the game, but she pulled it out with a big hit for us. Kristen's also, too, one of those young ladies that when you're coaching third base, you kind of wish you had a helmet on because she hits bullets. She hits line drives all the time, or a glove to defend yourself. But she manned shortstop for us this year. She also caught a little bit and probably could be one of the better catchers in the county if I let her be. But we need her defense at shortstop, and she did a great job for us there. Kristen batted .493 on the season for us. She hit 5 doubles, 3 triples, 6 home runs. She had 46 RBIs. She was ranked in the top 5 in the St. Louis area in RBIs. She would probably steal more bases, but she hits a lot of home runs and triples, so she's not on first base too often. She was first team all-conference. She was all-district. She was player of the week 1 week this year in Post-Dispatch as well as last year. She's also a 3-sport athlete that excels in track and basketball. One great thing about Kristen is she's not only a great athlete, but she's a great student as well. She's vice president of student council. She has a GPA of 4.48. She's ranked 8 out of 238 students, and she's a great student as well. But it's my pleasure to give this award to Kristen Smutzler.
Wayne Montgomery and Jeff Montgomery are brothers. They coach the same sport in the same conference. Makes me wonder what the holidays are like at that house, arguing over which team's better. It's time to announce our player of the year in softball. This year's recipient was a pitcher for her team, a 21-3 record, 165 innings pitched, 69 runs allowed, a 2.42 ERA, and 204 strikeouts. Molly Carter from Festus. This year's Coach of the Year, this is the second time in 3 years for this person, led the Festus Lady Tigers to the state Final Four. Jeff Montgomery, also from Festus.
Well, thank you very much. Molly, congratulations on the Player of the Year award. This team this year was just, a lot of great memories. They came ready to play every day. I know we went to our quarterfinal game. I told them to be at the field and hit at 9:30. I think they were there at 8:30 that morning, ready to go. And just a snapshot of what our team was like this year. And I'd like to accept this award on behalf of our assistant coaches as well, Todd Gurno and Tim Kreisel, do a lot of work and with our program, and the 17 kids that made up our varsity this year, and just a great experience, and thank you very much.
Get really loud one more time for the softball dream team this year.